I think, Amanda, in looking at the work that you and your husband did, I think that putting men in the conversation might have happened too late, but I think it absolutely changed the game. And I think it changed politics forever. Because I know, again, anecdotally, and some of it is in the data, that some of the split ticket was a way to explain to the women in their lives that, oh, I did protect you. I'm just terrified about the cost of everything. I mean, economic rage and anxiety fueled a lot of the decision making at the top of the ballot, and we'd be foolish to not all rumble with that. But it did live alongside deep anxiety and deep fear for the women of America around this issue. And I wonder what you and Josh plan to do to make sure this conversation. I mean, and I'd actually go back to Josh Shapiro's midterm race and the midterm gains that Democrats made. I mean, everyone that has run on this, male and female, has prevailed when this has been the issue that's bumped to the top. I wonder what you and Josh plan to do next.
Well, we've been talking about it a lot. And I think you're exactly right. I think one of the things that we missed the mark on with men, and specifically young men, is this incongruent belief that they can help protect their wives, their sisters, by voting for ballot measures, but then they're still voting for Trump because they're concerned about the economy or the cost of gas. And something that Josh and I have said over and over in the past few days is they're not going to care how much their gas costs when they're using that gas to rush their wife who's dying to the hospital because she couldn't get an abortion when she was miscarrying. And we need to connect those dots for men. We need to pin the tail on the donkey and show men and all Americans who voted for Trump that he is responsible for what's going on in this country. And, we continue to do this work, and we will continue to fight. I think we both moved through our mourning and grieving period pretty quickly, and we're ready for what's next. I'm not sure exactly what that's going to be yet. Certainly 2026 is going to be critical in winning back the House if we lose it. So whatever we can do there politically to help folks get elected, but also just continuing to provide this permission structure for men and women to talk about their stories, to normalize these conversations and make sure that they stay at the forefront.
I've been so drawn to both of your public statements since Tuesday because I think there's something that trauma survivors bring to a setback that you wouldn't wish on anybody, but a setback is just a setback. I mean, you've been through hell, Hadley. I mean, the shit doesn't get any more real than what you went through and told the country about and the public about. So the idea of losing a presidential contest or an election, I think you were the first statement I read on the air Wednesday, because you were right back up there caring about and caring for other people, saying, I see you. Where does that innate political talent come from in you? I need to know.
Honestly, I just know all too well what it's like to wake up and be defeated. I did it every day for almost 10 years. And, if I can give anybody some hope, that's just what I want to do. Life goes on. We will be okay as long as we stick together. And that's the most important part. We cannot lose the community that we built through this. The community that Vice President Harris led us to is so crucial that we keep and we continue to build, because unfortunately, even some people who may not be with us right now will eventually join our community, because these bans aren't going anywhere, unfortunately. And that's the most heartbreaking part.